Click record.
Hey, here we are. Okay, Polly, now you can take it away.
Okay, hello. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about relaunching your business. So this is great for anybody who's maybe taken the summer off or just kind of, for whatever reason, kind of stopped working their business a little bit, maybe haven't bonus qualified, and you're just ready to pick it back up. So, I think that I feel like I kind of went through this maybe a year or so ago. And when I came back from conference, I was like wanting to do something, and it ended up actually happening right before the fall launch, which ended up being pretty perfect. But, and the fact that we have a fall launch is just going to help you, it's a really, really great time to be doing a relaunch of sorts. So, or maybe you're launching for the first time. That's great too. But anyway, I would literally just like take it back to the basics and think about what you did when you very first started and treat it like that. Obviously you already have a VIP group, and you might be thinking, okay, I have this VIP group. I have not talked in it, or, I haven't been posting in it. People think I'm not doing it anymore. And you might feel dumb for, like coming back out of nowhere, but really those are just fears that you need to just say bye to, because no one, I think, is even going to care if you came out of nowhere and just like started posting again. And I would just literally do a post and be like, oh my gosh, summer was crazy, but I'm ready to get back to business. Or, maybe you've been having something going on and you want to share that with your group. Or maybe you don't. I really think that you literally could do something as simple as, summer has been crazy and I'm ready. I'm ready to get back into it. Or I took the summer off, and I'm ready to get back to business. And then just post something, it could even be your back to business fall relaunch party or whatever. So, then what I would do is just, kind of go through, you can even go right back through the new stylist training and look at like the launch party templates, or even just do the party templates that we have in the files, and just go through it as if nothing had even stopped. So for example, like talking about following up with people, say you haven't followed up with customers for like 3-4 months. It is totally fine to follow up with them 3 to 4 months later. And you can just word it like, hey, I know it's been forever, summer's been crazy, but I just wanted to check in. How are you enjoying your nails? And let people know that that fall's coming and you're going to be having like a back to business, relaunch fall party, and you hope that they'll come check it out. So obviously, you've done it before, you've launched your business before. So just go back through and think of the things that you did and just kind of see how you can tweak them for relaunching. So sorry, there's a big train in the background. I don't know if that's too loud or not, but anyway, then when you do your relaunch, there's a few like really good templates that are in the files, and just good ideas. But something that I've done in my VIP group consistently with every launch, and you could do this with the launch, or you could do it really anytime, but I will do just like a mystery hostess girls night. And Laura's done them in her group too, where it's like post a gift night, and it's basically like a 1-hour party. You post something every 10 minutes, you do some fun giveaways, and just get the interaction going. But one thing that you can do to really increase engagement, which I've done this when my group has been either lost engagement because of the algorithm, or I haven't been consistently posting. When you go into your group and you create an event and then you invite everybody in the group, it like alerts people and it lets them know you're there. Another thing that the groups will tell everybody in your group, Facebook will tell everybody in your group if you change the cover photo. So if you were to create a graphic that said back to business fall relaunch party, and you made that your cover photo, it would alert everybody in your group that it's been changed, and it'll like, oh, what's been going on in there? I wouldn't suggest changing your group name, because Facebook just switched it up where you can only change it every 30 days now. So if you were to change it to your like relaunch party, I don't know, maybe you do want to do that, but anyway, but afterwards, it's
Just if you
just,
do change it, make sure it's gonna be relevant.
yeah, relevant 30 days from now, because you can't change it. Like, I changed mine around Christmas time, and yeah, anyway. But the other thing is, after you're done with the launch and you're like getting more business and getting more sales, you want to make sure that you start the follow-up process. And then it's also just a matter of touching your business every day. You know, do something for your business every single day. And that looks like doing the Power Hour checklist, or, you know, like doing something for parties. And you know, the business is really, really basic, right? Like, we send out samples, we do parties, we do follow-up. Like, it's really, really simple stuff. So it's just a matter of doing it consistently. And so I would probably just challenge you, through September, make it a goal to like really work on doing your Power Hour every day. And or just making a plan of when you're going to work on your business every day. You know, look at your schedule, plan your week out, and look at what it looks like and say, okay, I'm going to work on Monday. I'm going to do it in the morning before my kids wake up. On Tuesday, I've got a slot of time when my kids in school. You know, like, actually look at your planner and pick out the times when you're going to do it, and then plan what things you're going to do during that time. So that way, when that time actually shows up, you can be productive and you know what you're going to do during those blocks of time. So I think that's what I have for now, Laura.
That's awesome. Oh, I had a thought. I was gonna say that, shoot, it'll probably come back to me later as I go on. So that's awesome. I took some notes down. I think we should totally do this every 6 months right around launch time, because launch time is a great time to say, hey, I'm back. You know, if you've kind of petered out a little bit, then you can, you know, jump back in, and you've got all these new styles to show people. So even if, you know, it's all the same people that are still in your VIP group, you at least have a bunch of new product to show them. I have been known to go up to 6 months with a follow-up. And as long as you just say it like it is, hey, it's been a while. How's it going? What do I say? Something like, how are your manicures holding up? And you can say it's been a while, but honestly, you don't even have to apologize. It's totally okay. In fact, there's a good chance they haven't even really noticed how much time it's been. And so just jump right back in. You know, they don't know what they don't see. So I feel like if you're thinking about your VIP group and thinking, I haven't posted in a long time, honestly, with how much is going on Facebook and in people's lives, they probably haven't noticed. So
It's
if you
true.
start showing up back in their feed, they're probably not going to think much of it unless they've really been like seeking for you. But in that case, they probably would have told you. So don't imagine that people will see it as this like, weird thing that you're doing. Okay, so like, after the reason we're doing this whole thing is that when I was at conference and after conference, I had multiple people message me and say, okay, I'm ready to give this another try. Maybe they started and they had a great launch, but then didn't know how to keep that going.
Hey, Laura, real quick.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to hop off.
That's fine.
Just, I was going to ask, does anybody have questions about that portion really quick?
Yeah,
now's your time to ask them if you want, if you have any.
Does anyone have questions for Polly?
All right.
All right. Thanks so much, Polly.
Okay.
Enjoy your night.
All right.
Okay.
I'll rewatch. Okay. Bye.
Awesome. Oh, what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. All right. So, has anyone had the opportunity to go to a local training near you? Okay. I know a lot of people don't have access to them. And so I wanted to just show you just a portion of the, and you're going to be able to, I'm trying to, okay, share, and then I'm going to pull up the PowerPoint. Okay, can you see my PowerPoint? I'm not actually going to run it. I'm just going to like kind of flip through some slides. Nod your heads if you can see it. Awesome. Okay, great. So, if you, like Polly said, if you were to imagine you just joined, and you thought about the things that you would be doing, or let's say you just had a stylist join and these are the things you would tell them that they need to do. First off, like Polly said, I would say go look through the new stylist training. You might not have to do many of the tasks. A lot of it will be all done. You already have your VIP group set up and your back office is set up and all of that, but go through it and go through each post and say, am I doing this? Did I ever really do this? Those kinds of questions, and go through and just every day write down 1 or 2 things you can do that day or maybe the next day to put yourself on the right track to get restarted. It all comes down to, in my opinion, getting nail polish on people's hands with your name attached to it, right? Like that should be your goal. So with the whole color 10 thing, it's all about getting nail polish on people's hands. So if you were to set a goal, and this is kind of the color street thing, the color 10 thing, is the goal should be to get samples on people 10 times a week. So if you could set a goal for even half that, 5 people a week, then you would be making progress. So that's either you're sending samples to people that you reached out to deliberately and said, hey, this is my business. Do you mind if I send you a sample to try? Would you give me your honest feedback, kind of thing, and then get their address? Or if you do have a hostess and you're running a party, you could count those samples that you send. Or if you keep them in your purse, you could count, like if someone compliments your nails and you say, hey, I'm a rep for this company, can I show you how it works? That would be coloring people, I guess. So try to think of ways. This is like the basics, and I know we have trainings all the time, and with all these great ideas and ways you can like complicate your business, basically, right? And so sometimes you just have to kind of turn off all of that other noise and get back to what the real goal is. And the real goal is to get nail polish on people, especially new people, so that you're expanding your network, which is why we're in network marketing. Okay, so you want to be focusing on getting nail polish on new people, whether it's strangers you meet or sending them with party hostesses, or even having live parties, having online parties, or having vendor events. So I was talking to a stylist on our team that was really struggling with the abundance of virtual connection that we have. Okay, some people are okay and they thrive just fine with virtual connection, and other people really, really need in-person connection. I think we all need it, but I think some of us need it more than others. And so if you've been struggling having online parties, then don't have online parties. Do it a different way. Maybe you could even have parties at your own house where you invite people to your house and you say, hey, why don't you invite your friends to my house? Or obviously you could ask them to go to their house, or you could set up something at a restaurant or at a coffee shop or something like that. Or of course you could have vendor events. Now, does anyone here do a decent amount of vendor events, like on a regular basis? I'm not sure how there we go, I can scroll through. Trying to see with us.
Yeah, Laura,
you just unmute yourself. Yeah, I do. Awesome. Do you have any thoughts to share on that? I think the biggest question I get from especially new people or people wanting to relaunch is, how do I find them, right?
Okay. Yeah, the biggest way that I find vendor events is by going on Facebook and searching either groups in my area. So I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I search like Charlotte vendor events, Charlotte festivals, things like that. Or just going online and looking up like things to do, events coming up and that kind of thing. And then figuring out who the contact is and then, reaching out to them to try to get the events. And from there, then what I try to do is, a lot of our cities here have city events like festivals and things like that. So contact the town of whatever the little city is that you live in, ask them what events are coming up, and ask them how you, be a part of that. So it's just, it's just like kind of staying on top of it and getting ahead of the game, because most areas have so many stylists that if you're not very proactive and you're not booking way in advance, then you're not going to get, like you can't say, oh, something's coming up next weekend, let me go sign up to be a vendor. Someone's going to already have that event. You have to be looking into the future with these events.
Yeah, for sure, especially with the larger events. If you're looking for smaller events, a lot of times you can find things, but you have to be kind of creative about how to find them, because they don't usually have a big budget for advertising. So one thing that some people brought up at our regional training here in Louisville was that they will talk to schools and PTA people to find out if their school has an event, or a lot of times, I know, for example, a lot of LuLaRoe retailers will have little open houses, and they'll invite one or two other companies in. And so you could possibly partner with another retailer that does similar type of thing where it would complement your business. So it doesn't have to be something that's already exists. You can make it happen in smaller scales, especially as you get your feet wet. And for those things, especially, having just a few sets to show and then taking orders is totally okay. So if you're in this and you don't have a big inventory up, set up, those smaller types of in-person sales can be really good for that. What else? Of course, there's online. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the other things I was going to say to you about the vending events, when you're there, talk to the other vendors that are around you, pick up cards, make connections, because that's one of the ways I've got several good events is just by, saying, hey, what's on your calendar next month? What do you have going on? I don't have anything for this weekend or something. And we share events that it's somebody totally different. They sell a different product, but I'm able to give them events. They're able to give me events. And I find out about things that maybe, didn't get advertised properly or something that I didn't even know about. So found several good events that way too.
Yeah, and also if you attend vendor events as a consumer, you can go around and meet the other vendors and ask them and swap cards and get those contacts, even if you're not a vendor there. So you might even be able to ask the organizer if they have any other events, because a lot of organizers do multiple. Okay, so that's enough about vendor events for now, because that's just one way to get yourself out there. We've also obviously have virtual nail bars, which is probably the bread and butter for most of you. It is for me, because I don't have the time to commit to like being at a physical location for a certain amount of time. That's really hard for me and my family. And so I have made it work with mostly online sales and virtual nail bars. Okay, so the big question for me is how many virtual nail bars would it take to bonus qualify? Obviously, you can do the math and you can figure that out. If you have X amount of qualifying nail bars, you really only need 2 qualifying nail bars a month to hit BQ. Do they all qualify? No, right? We've all had flops. We've all had them. And we've all had, hopefully, a couple good ones, right, that get higher than qualifying. But if we were to assume that half of our nail bars are going to not qualify, then we should probably book more than 2, right? Right. All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a challenge, and you take it or leave it, okay? I challenge you to book 1 a week, just 1. Especially if this is like your moment to kind of get back into the swing of things. I don't want you to take too much on at once, because a lot of nail bars that don't go very well and you can't really give any attention to is not as good as having 1 good one that you can really pay attention to and really learn from. Okay, so go out there and ask 3 or 4 people if they will host. Now, it all comes down to being okay with hearing the word no, right? If you're okay with hearing no, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get out there and just ask, okay? And I came from no direct sales before Color Street. And so and not just that, I was really, really anti. I should just close this. Hold on, just 1 second. There, sorry, I forgot that was even there. Oh, great job, Dawn. I just saw your comment from like 10 minutes ago. Each regional training, that's awesome. So I hated direct sales, and I could spot someone trying to like when they message you and they say, hey, so I just had this happen. I had someone message me and they said, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I love your hair. I was like, oh, well, I love you, right? And I was like all about it. And then I said, oh, thanks, I really appreciate that. And then she said, what do you use in your hair? And I was like, oh, I use this and this and this, not that much, but I did just get it cut, la, 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 la. And I'm totally falling for it, right? And then all of a sudden, bam, she advertises to me. And the thing is that she didn't necessarily do anything wrong, and a lot of people train that way. But for me, I'm very sensitive to being manipulated and tricked. And so for me, I would rather someone said, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I am a rep with X products, and I'm trying to grow my network. Have you ever used the product I sell? Like, that's how I want to be talked with. I don't want any BS. So if I were to give you advice from my, like, take it or leave it, there's lots of different ways to do this. I would say, don't go into it trying to trick anyone. You don't have to pretend that you're not working your business. It's totally okay to say, I'm working my business right now. This message is about my business. And then they will be a lot more comfortable to say yes or no. You're not going to be wasting all your time going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then feeling so invested that when they say no, you're crushed, right? Like, I personally think you're better off saying, look, I'm sitting down. This is my work time. I'm going to work, and just put it out there. I'm not going to trick anyone. What I have is awesome, and I'm going to offer it. And if they don't want it, or if they don't respond, that's okay. One of my biggest things that I learned early on was that when I send a message, I don't ever go back to look to see if they read it. Do you do that? Do you go and you look and see if they read it? Does it drive you insane? You're like, they read it. And you can just picture them in your mind ignoring you, right? Like, oh, they're like all uncomfortable. Like, oh, she wants me to host a party. What am I supposed to say? I don't know. How do I tell her no? I mean, I like that person, but I just, I would rather not know that they saw it, okay? And every time someone says no to me, I say, thank you so much for responding, right? Because it feels a lot better to hear no than it does to be ignored, in my opinion. And so I always say thank you. Thank you for saying no. And the more I say thank you for saying no, the more I feel like I mean it. Like, it doesn't hurt as much. So my point is this: don't be afraid to put it out there, and don't be afraid to hear no. And don't go look to see if your messages were read. Okay? If they respond, you'll know, right? Because you'll get a notification. So you don't need to go back and look. You just move on. All right. Sam says, I found that adding new people on Facebook, if you add them and then wait a week or two to reach out, it's better, because I hate when people add and then immediately reach out. I totally feel the same way. I love that. Maybe you could add them and then make a point to follow some of their posts, comment on them, let them see your posts for a week or two to see who you are and who you're about. And then maybe they feel familiar with you already, and then you can reach out, or they might even reach out to you before you get a chance. So I really like that, Sam. Thanks. I think at the very end of the day, you got to keep it simple. Our business is simple, and we can do a lot of things to complicate it. We can talk about Facebook algorithms and how to boost our visibility and engagement, and we can talk about getting on Instagram. Oh, that always makes me sweat when I talk about Instagram. And we can talk about all of these different things we can be doing. But when it comes down to it, we need to get nail polish on people's hands, and we need to ask people, just ask them if they'll do things, whether it's making a purchase or hosting a party or joining our team. Just ask. And if you ask 10 people, hopefully you get one yes, and then you're golden. But if you ask no people, then you get nothing, right? In fact, I find it very, well, let's not say that. I see people posting all the time, especially in Team Nailed It, saying, I made a post calling for hostesses and no one wants to host a party. No one wants to host a party. And do you know what I say to that? Have you messaged them, right? Those posts rarely return anything, even for me, even having a decent sized VIP group that's fairly active, even having tons of followers on Facebook, putting a blanket statement post out there rarely yields anything. So you got to get comfortable with sending messages and actually talking to people one-on-one. So if you were to take 3 things away, it would be get nail polish on people, get 1 party a week, and send private messages when you want those things. I think that's it. I also have this 6-piece checklist. If you had 30 to 60 minutes a day to spend, these are the things I would have you check off first before you go do anything extra. Okay, so parties, posts on Facebook, like on your personal profile in your VIP group, adding friends, doing personal development, and getting on the phone with prospects, which I'm not very good at. I'll just be honest there, but that's what's on this. So, does anybody have any questions? You will have to unmute yourself if you want to talk. Okay, not questions. Does anyone have any tips or things to add? Things that are working for you right now? Nobody wants to talk? The auction, amazing. Tell us about your auction. That's Jen. Where'd she go? She was, oh, there she is. Oh, no camera. There she is. She's back.
I'm back.
Hey, you want to share something with us?
I was doing some stuff. I don't know. I just did the online auction thing. So I put up some sets, started at $7, and let everybody just go at it for 24 hours.
That's
great.
awesome. Did you get any up to full price?
Did I what?
Did any of them get up to full price?
No, not yet. Some of them are up to like $10.
Oh, that's great.
But a lot of the ones that I did were foundation sets. So I think that probably helped, and some retired things that I'm just trying to get rid of out of my inventory. So
that's a smart thing to do right before a launch.
Yeah. So basically I'm trying to get the money to buy the bundle, the fall bundle. That's what I'm doing.
Awesome. Is anyone else trying to buy the fall bundle tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't remember. Tomorrow.
Raise your hand if you're planning on it. I still haven't decided. Awesome. I haven't had a chance to post like a pre-sale. Has anyone else pre-sold any of them? Angie? Yeah? How many? 8? I think she said 8. Awesome. Cool. Anyone else have anything going well for them right now? I'm trying to see who I should pick on. No,
Hey, it's B. I don't have my
Hey,
camera on.
that's
'cause
okay.
I'm laying in bed because I'm so tired.
Right.
But my Battleship game is creating a whole lot of interaction, and there are people that are commenting that are in my group that I haven't heard from in I don't even know how long. And so I'm actually going to use that as a stepping stone to message about ordering and also about hosting, since I know those people want to be in my group. So that way I know that I can, there are people that at least want to be there and hopefully will respond to me.
That's awesome. That's a great way to come up with like your initial list of people to start following up with. I was actually going to ask the same question, Jen. I have seen Battleship all over the place, and I've read instructions, and I just can't figure out how it works.
So
can you go through it?
Yeah, so it's super easy. I'll post the my board that I'm using on no nonsense. But all you do is with that one, I picked 3 spots. So basically everyone gets 2 guesses a day, and they'll just say, like, you just pick 3 coordinates that you want. So mine was like H4, J, no, I'm sorry, H8, J7, and B4.
So you pre-picked the
Yeah,
winning spots.
yeah.
Okay.
And then people just guess, and they get 2 guesses a day. And if they guess one, then you tell them it's a hit and they win a prize. And if they guess and it's not right, you just say it's a miss. And then if after 24 hours you don't get all 3 spots hit, you let people guess again the next day. And then, I mean, you can keep it going. I still have one more spot that hasn't been picked. So I'll just let it keep going. And then I haven't posted the fall pre-launch yet. I'll do it tomorrow because I had a
Oh
sale
my gosh.
going yesterday and today. So, but I'm gonna buy it anyway because I'm doing a bunch of vendor events and I'll just sell them there. So,
Angie, do you know why I'm laughing? Okay, Missy, what is going on? What, can you show me what is climbing all over you?
oh yeah, what is that?
I'm so sorry, B.
Oh, is that a bearded
so
dragon?
distracted. I thought it was a mouse or something at first. What is happening?
I was dying at your distraction, Laura. I knew exactly what you were freaking out about.
I was trying so hard to hide it. B, I'm so grateful because I didn't think about the fact that we picked the spot. So I'm sitting there like, I don't get it. Duh. Okay, that is super cute, Missy. And also kind of not cute.
Yeah, I'll post the board.
Thank you
and
so
then
much. I appreciate it. That's
yeah, no
awesome.
problem.
Amber, you unmuted yourself. Were you going to say something? I can't hear you. Dang it. She might not have her audio on. All right. Well, I hope that this helps someone, and I will post the recording for those who didn't get a chance. I know there were several people that really needed to hear what we had to say, but weren't able to join us. So I will do that, and then hopefully we'll go from there. So I'm really grateful you guys all showed up. Is there another topic that you are interested in chatting about next time we have a chance to do this? Anyone?
Personally, I really struggle with online parties in terms of like what to post and when to post it and all that other kind of stuff, and like what's an hour long party, what's a week party, like when does the party start, like you start posting before the party starts, like I don't know.
Maybe
All
we
that
could
stuff for
get
whatever
like
reason
2 or
is
3
foreign.
people together that do it differently and have them share how they do it and see what our different options are.
Yeah, I think that would be great, at least for me.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
I'm always about learning new ways to sponsor people and bring people on the team.
Recruiting.
Yep.
Awesome.
I agree.
Jen said that. Awesome. We've had a big month as a team, though. I will say it's been a good month as a team. Recruiting has been hard. Recruiting is just hard. And you asked that, and I'm like, I might have to get a guest speaker because that is not easy for me either. 2 years in, it's just not easy. But anyway, all right. Well, that's good. I will work on that, and hopefully we can have another opportunity call next week. I want to try to do those more often so that as you're talking to prospects, you can kind of always plan on those being something that happens regularly. So, all right. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye.